Okay, folks. I know I look pretty unkempt, but that's standard for me after my shift at work. My apologies for any deficiencies in the palatability of my appearance. So today I want to talk about how my life exhibits an inversion of the values that I was taught when I was young, and I consciously inverted those values because I found them to be hellishly, horrifically repressive, suppressive, suffocating, annoying, exhausting, abusive, tiresome, etc. Okay? So I was forced to study hard in a formal academic setting, and obviously I found almost nothing in school interesting no matter what was on the line, so I went independent. I prolifically read content from, Elsevier journals and PubMed and Google Scholar and whole books. I just read prolifically and formed all kinds of interesting ideas that are not prepackaged in any academic course of study. Thank God. I was taught to stay comprehensively celibate until marriage, and I don't want to specify exactly how that was implemented, but I don't regard it as humane. And yet, instead, I was not that. I had very happy and healthy relationships with women, and I think they certainly helped me grow and learn to appreciate the virtues that seem to be characteristic of or more intense in women than in men. Um, I was taught to avoid taking man made implements to perform or feel well, and I take caffeine and supplements every day and have never regretted that. Um, I was taught to pursue spiritual growth under a guru, a teacher, um, maybe some kind of favorite author or something like that. Basically, I'm supposed to regard certain kinds of figures as authorities who can dispense wisdom to me, even though this wasn't always spelled out very clearly or explicitly, and yet I pursued spirituality independently on my own terms, and I have not regretted that. I became particularly adept at a few methods of meditation, which happen to be featured in dharmic cultures, but you don't necessarily have to adhere to the package deal of religious views within those cultures in order to practice these methods. And to this day, my favorite method of meditation is Tonglen, Tonglen. Um, and so basically, I was taught in various ways to reinforce a group selective worldview. As the son of my father, I was expected to do that especially competently, and yet, obviously, it's not like I grew up surrounded in like warm support for whatever was native to my temperament or my naturally arising interests or my natural competencies. So I did what I could to protect myself, my soul, my personality, my nature from the frequent forced and pressurized impositions of a culture that was never compatible with what I am. Um, so, yeah, I pursue some degree of pleasure every day. I'm not hostile to um, just having fun, before I exert myself in a given day if I want to. I spend most of my time not pursuing status, not trying to appear impressive, not caring for my net worth, my academic achievements, um, my citation count, or anything like that. And I just kind of live according to whatever it is that's going to help me feel good and healthy and be pro social on terms that suit me. What I'm not concerned about is how am I going to impact, say, my parents' reputation or the reputation of others with whom I'm ethnically affiliated or anything. Being obsessed with that kind of thing only ever corroded my self esteem and my sanity, so I opted to just live on my own terms, and all the kooky, strange ideas you see on this YouTube channel, as well as the immense amount of words I put on the internet, are an indication that, you know, regardless of what I've been through, I fought to preserve the independence of my mind. So I'm a lot more like Socrates or Jiddu Krishnamurti than I am like, say, some Hindu sage or something. I'm not interested in uh, advancing claims on behalf of sort of background that I regard as fundamentally anti-human in certain ways. So it works for a lot of people. If you're out there and you were raised in a similar background and you like what you became, that's great. But I had no option at some point but to throw off the entire thing and just define the margins under which I will live by myself, alone in a room without anyone else's scrutiny. And I've never regretted it once, okay? Take the responsibility of thinking for yourself. If you don't, you might wake up one day and realize you wasted decades under the oppressive watch of an internal warden who you never need to keep inside you to begin with. All right, take care. Stay sharp and sober, and God bless you. And once again, I apologize for my appearance.